You're posting reels as a real estate agent, you're posting TikToks as a real estate agent, and you're getting views, but maybe even some followers. And you're still waiting for your phone to ring and you don't understand what the heck's going on. Why isn't my phone ringing if all these people are watching, right? Meanwhile, you keep hearing that YouTube is the answer, but it feels very slow. It feels complicated, and you don't have the time to figure it out on top of everything else you're already doing, right? AI this, AI that, CRM this, CRM that. I get it. I've been there. I've been in real estate for 12 years, and I spent a long time posting content that looked busy, or rather, that made me look busy, but wasn't actually building anything. So here's what I finally figured out: short form and YouTube are not the same machine. They don't do the same job. And if you don't understand that difference, you will keep creating content that just spins its wheels instead of generating the leads that you want to actually pocket the deals, right? So my name's Alex Volare. If you don't know me, I'm an active agent here in Northern Alabama, and I've been building a system and rebuilding my business since I've moved here. Um, from Southern California, excuse the stutter, and I've built my business around AI systems and automation content strategies that have generated leads without me having to chase anybody. And I work with other agents who want to do the same thing. So if that's you, the link down below, the video will get you a free call with me today, so you can book it and let's talk. And we'll get your system dialed in. All right, so let's break this down. So here is exactly what I'm covering in this video. I'm going to cover and explain what short form content actually does for your real estate business, what content, or rather what YouTube actually does, and why they work completely different, and how you can combine them into one system that builds your brand and generates leads at the same time without doubling your workload. So let's go. So what short form actually does: short form content, reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, is built for speed. Those platforms are designed to, push your content to new audience very, very quickly. You can post about, 30-second videos today and have 10,000 views by tomorrow. But that's genuinely does not happen on YouTube, especially when you're starting out, because here is the trade-off you have to understand: that most agents in a very, or rather, I should say, most agents miss this actually completely, that the views are more passive. So people are scrolling. They're seeing your face for about 20 seconds. It's a short form, and they just keep on moving on. The intent behind the view is very low, and they are, not sitting there thinking like, oh, there's a real estate agent. I need to contact them. I need to hire that real estate agent in this person's market. They're just consuming content or doom scrolling, most likely. So what short form does brilliantly is it builds familiarity at scale. So you show up on someone's feed consistently. You stop being a stranger and you become the agent that feels like they are, like they already know you, your face at least. And here's what really matters. So people don't hire agents they don't trust, right? So neither would you. Short form builds that trust faster than almost any other platform. Um, and it is a brand awareness engine, we'll call it. It is not really a lead generation engine, um, if you know that difference. So yes, you can generate leads on Instagram 100%, but if you want to convert those leads, that's where the long form comes in. So what YouTube actually does is YouTube is the opposite machine entirely. It's very slow to start. So most channels don't see serious traction until month 4, 5, even maybe 6, or consistent posting, and that's at least no less than one video a week. If you can do it, you really need to do it. Do 2 videos a week. That will set you apart. This is the exact point where most agents decide to quit, because they've been doing something for 6 months. Like, oh, it doesn't work. I tried it. I did so hard. Blah, blah, blah. But that's where you need to keep going. And I know this from experience. I built a real estate channel back in San Diego, and now I'm building a new one here in Northern Alabama. And I'll tell you this, in 6 months, I'm going to be cracking some deals. So they don't understand, most agents don't understand like what they're actually building. So Here is the critical difference. YouTube is a search engine, the second largest search engine in the world, matter of fact, right behind Google. And Google obviously owns YouTube. So I could guess you could say it's number one, right? And when someone types moving to Huntsville, Alabama into YouTube, they're not just scrolling mindlessly. They are intentively and intentionally searching. They are on a mission. They have a decision to make. They are looking for someone local to trust. And if my video shows up and gives them an honest, specific answer that they're looking for, guess what? I am not just a familiar face anymore. I'm a local expert. I am the trusted authority that is completely different than a relationship before I've ever even spoken to them, right? So these people will call you and they almost talk to you like they've known you for years, and it's hard for you to catch up to that energy. And here's the part that changes everything about how you think about your content. So a YouTube video I post today can generate leads for the next 3 years plus. It compounds over time, right? Short form content has a lifespan measured in hours and days, right? So that has changed the theory a little bit with the whole indexing of Instagram and short form content. So they can definitely have a longer lifespan if it's evergreen content. However, YouTube has a lifespan measured in years. It's built my business around that. I've built my business around that leverage, and it has completely changed how much time I spend chasing versus attracting. Right. So you're on this video. I've attracted you to this video. So if YouTube is more powerful than is more powerful, a long-term powerful engine, so why bother even making all that short form anyways, right? There is this is where the real strategy comes together, right? So how they work together. Now, kind of step out of your own brain here for a second and think about this. So how they work together is this. So think of short form as your top of funnel awareness machine, so you can get out there a whole bunch and get a lot of eyes on you, on your face, on your brand. And then you think of YouTube as your bottom of funnel trust engine. They don't compete with each other, they connect each other. And that's how, a funnel actually works in practice. So someone scrolling Instagram sees a 45-second clip, if you're lucky, of you breaking down the cost of living in your market. They pause, they recognize your energy. They're curious. They tap your profile, and they find your YouTube channel. Boom. They watch a full 10-minute video about moving to your city. Now they've invested in you. They feel that you know what you're talking about. They trust you, and when they are like ready to make a decision and make that move, they call you. You're not a stranger anymore. But short form gets the attention, gets the eyeballs on you. YouTube earns that trust. So together, they convert strangers into clients without even a single cold call, without a single paid ad, and without chasing anyone down. And that is a system I run my personal business on. And I know 100,000, well, I can tell you this, I know at least 1,000 other agents that are in my organization here at EXP that do the exact same thing and are wildly successful. So the practical weekly system, here's exactly what this looks like in real life, and how it keeps it manageable alongside what actually you do when running your real estate business. So I film one YouTube video per week. This is my anchor content. And so from that one video, I pull 3, maybe 4 short clips. From that, I use a strong hook in the moment, a key insight, and a surprising stat to get the brain to go, that's weird. And usually one-liners to like stop people from scrolling. Those get posted around Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts throughout the week. And then my one filming session, my one YouTube video, 3 to 5 pieces of short form content come from that. And that is a full week of content produced in about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And this is the system that is how I use AI to batch produce everything to stay consistent without content eating up my entire schedule. And here's the compounding effect. So as your real estate or as your YouTube channel grows, your short form performs better because your audience is warmer and more engaged, right? So as your short form audience grows, your YouTube video gets stronger early signals that tell the algorithm to then push them even further, and they reach other people, right? This is the flywheel that you want to get on. And once that flywheel is spinning, it will not stop as long as you keep feeding it. So the mistake that um, you know, agents get stuck with is the biggest mistake I see agents make is treating short form as the entire content strategy. They post reels, they get some views, and then they get some followers, and the engagement feels good. And then 6 months later, they ask themselves, where are these leads? Where's the actual leads coming from? And the honest answer is nowhere consistent, right? I made a version of this mistake early on, and I was creating content, I was showing up, but I didn't have the long-term asset being built underneath my short form content, and which was YouTube, right? So short form builds the fame. You can look at it that way. YouTube builds a business. You want both engines running for you, but you have to know which is doing which job. If you're only, doing short form and you're only building an audience with no landing pad, if you're, only one doing YouTube, you're building a library with no traffic driving through that library to get the books. Does that make sense? So you need both. And you need a system that runs both without burning out, right? So let me bring it all together for you. And here's exactly what you learned on this video. Short form content, Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts is your speed engine, speed to lead. Think of it that way. It builds brand awareness and familiarity really, really quickly, but it has a short lifespan and a lower buyer intent. It is your top of funnel machine. So then YouTube is your long-term trust engine. It builds on the search intent. People watching YouTube videos are actively looking for answers, for someone to guide them. A single well optimized video compounds over years, and it is your bottom of funnel machine. Together they form a complete system. And so short form dives attention to your YouTube. YouTube then converts that attention into trust. Trust converts it into leads. Leads convert into clients. The weekly system is simple: one YouTube video, 2 to 3 short form clips from that video, and then one filming session, a full week of content repeated consistently, and you'll have a content engine running in the background of your business around the clock 24/7. Again, I'm Alex Volare, 12 years in the business. Now I'm in Northern Alabama, so if you're around here, hit me up, let's hang out. And someone who has spent time building their business and nerds out on AI and what works for me, I'm sharing with you. So if you want help building this exact system in your market and in your business, I want to do it with you and beside you for free. So click the link in the description. Let's talk. You get access to me, book a call, and we'll get this all geared up for you. So what I want you to do now is hit the thumbs up button if you're still here, hit the subscribe, and in the next video that's right up here, go watch it. I'll see you there. It's all about how you generate YouTube leads using the content I just spoke about and what actual videos you need to post to get those leads converted. I'll see you there.